Good morning and welcome to Morning Moments. This morning, I'd like to share with you a special guest that we have. And I reached out to this beautiful woman to share with us some thoughts that she had for my audience here. Her name's Leslie Robb. And this lady's so serious all the time that I just wanted to take this moment to introduce you to this wonderful comedian and writer, and we've blended and matched all already in just a few seconds with her. Leslie, is so glad to have you here and so glad to meet you, Leslie.
I am so happy to be here. So happy to be here. The serious comment really cracks me up.
Yeah, what a joyful lady. I'm telling you, you've got to look at her stuff. She is just a hilarious lady. Leslie, tell me about yourself and why do you do what you do?
Well, I am believe it or not, I am a Christian comedian and a teacher, high school teacher. So I teach high school. And then Christian comedy is my second hustle, I guess you could say. I got the call to Christian comedy a few years ago. God basically took all those like horrible, tragic memories and made them funny. Basically is how it is. He's turned literally my tragedy into joy. And so my goal is to spread the gospel at the same time as making people laugh and just bringing the joy to people everywhere I go. My true goal is to transform minds through transparency. So literally just sharing who I am and being me, and at the same time hoping to be a blessing to someone. So yeah, that's me. And in teaching high school, I teach family and consumer sciences. That is now the politically correct way to say home economics.
Oh my goodness, I didn't realize the name got changed.
Yes, because it is politically incorrect.
Yeah. But they still burn the brownies and everything else right there.
Yes, we still cook and sew, not nearly as much as they used to. And believe it or not, I'll tell you a secret. I hate cooking and sewing.
And you get paid for it. That's what's funny,
The best part about it, no.
I was just thinking, when you're called into comedy from God, does like a rubber chicken come from the sky and hit you?
You would think. You would actually think. You would think. But no, I didn't get that blessing. I did not get that blessing.
So you haven't been doing a lot of clubs and a lot of churches lately, I would guess.
A lot of nothing.
Yeah. So how is this time? What have you been doing with this time? What is this time doing for you and lessons you're learning with this? So what are you doing rather than doing the concerts?
Well, rather than just sitting around and, moping and this and the other, I literally jumped on the whole virtual show game. So I have a show called Leslie Said What? And I literally expose those questions and have those discussions that nobody really wants to have, but everybody needs to have. So yeah, so that's what I've been doing. And so I've been bringing on guest speakers and we've been talking, laughing, listening, learning, a little bit of everything. So yeah, so that's what's been my comedy journey at this point. So yeah.
All right. When I look at, I looked at your video the other day, or I looked at your YouTube, and you were in the car and you said her and you. That was just one of the most hilarious things I've ever seen.
That's so funny. That's what a lot of people say. They love that video, and it cracks me up because that was one of the ones that I don't find that funny, but everybody else does. So hey, I guess it works, right?
A lot of times what I have found, things that was funny in my head was not funny when it comes out of my mouth, but things that I didn't think was funny, I said it anyway. That's what people enjoyed the most.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And that's what it ends up coming down to is literally like, I don't fight it. I just go with it and put it out there. And then usually it doesn't drop clearly, because that's one of the ones I was like, let's just see what happens. Everybody loves it. Everybody loves it.
So what's some of the lessons that you've learned, or what I like to say sometimes is, what do you feel like God is speaking to your heart about lessons you've learned during this time of negative uh, t- place that we live in today?
Yeah, negative everything at this point. Yeah, well, you know what? It has truly been a journey. Like, I know that sounds crazy, but in the midst of this pandemic, I have been able to truly settle, if that makes sense. Like, to settle and actually hear from God. Like, because before, with all the hustle and the bustle and everything going on, yeah, okay, I could hear from God, but I never really heard him in the way that I needed to. So in this time, like, he's just been showing me like more and more his will and his purpose, and versus me trying to do the things that he can do, only he can do. Because I know that with us, me and my husband, we've been struggling financially for 14 years. I mean, there's one joke that I do that I said, me and my husband have accomplished a lot in our 14 years. We've managed to have more repossessions than everybody I know, more collection calls than anybody I know. So, yeah. And I always say, hey, feel free to steal our credit. I mean, I don't know what you're going to do with it. So, yeah. So,
nobody steals my identity, do they?
You know? Yeah, go ahead. Take it. Enjoy. Yeah. So yeah, so and usually what I am working always 4 jobs on average. Like, I leave my teaching job, I go run and deliver groceries, I go do this, I go do that, and I was trying to keep up with it all. But the pandemic has literally allowed me to see that, dude, pump the brakes and just trust me. And I had no choice but to pump the brakes. So in doing that, it's like, oh, my faith is what was lacking, not the finances. It was the faith. So God has literally just been blessing me and showing me that he's got me. I just need to trust him and stop trying to do everything on my own. So that's been the main thing. Whereas a lot of people probably have, like, you know, said this, that, or the other when it comes to this. But honestly, for me, it's been a blessing to be in the pandemic. I know it sounds crazy, but
you know, I have heard more people when I've interviewed talk about they've gained so much in this time that they would have never gained outside of it, and it has some blessings in disguise. And I think it's approach of how you deal with life in general. Mm-hmm. Is that how are we accepting life, and how are we accepting what God has given us?
Yeah.
Often the only thing that we have control over is our response. And that's right. Important to realize.
That's right. So that's right. And that's something that, like, literally I shared not too long ago with someone. I was like, we're not responsible for anything but our actions to something, not their reaction or this person. We're responsible for our actions. Only we can control all this. That's it. Like, so yeah.
All right. Very good. Is there what I'd like to do? I'm going to go ahead and put in the bottom of our on the comment section right down below. I'm going to put all of the connections they could get to you. Okay. And there's your website and anything else there, and maybe even you listen to some of your live shows that you were talking about. And your website will also show whenever you're going to be showing anywhere in once we start doing shows outside for our home, we'll show you where you're at, so some people can come and see you and actually enjoy your comedy live.
Absolutely. Everything's there on leslierob.com. So yeah.
All right. Good. All right. Is there any closing comments or statements that you'd like to make? Anything that you can think of?
Well, not this time, but I do want to thank you, Andy, for reaching out. I truly enjoyed being here and getting to know you a little bit.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. And it's been my pleasure. If you've enjoyed this as much as I have, please pass this video on either through Facebook or through the YouTube video that's going to be down below as well. And until next time I see you, and next time you come to visit Morning Moments, God bless you, and God richly bless you. And thank you, Leslie, for your time today.
No problem.
All right.